Hello there. I'm Scotty. Or not. Welcome back to Nick Month 2. This time it's personal. And also welcome back to From the Vault. This may possibly be the last one. I have to look at the date for Danger and Thunder if it aired after 2015 or not. It's 2015. You know, it should be, if I'm going to 2006, it should be 2016. Right? That makes sense? So we'll see. I know Henry Digit Musical was after 2016, but we'll see where Danger and Thunder goes. But anyway, so welcome back. We're talking about a victorious episode that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is Tori the Zombie. Now, you may look at that, listen and hear that title and be like, really? This one? Let me explain why. I think I sort of talked about this in another video, but back in 2011, 2012-ish, I was going through something. I was having bathroom issues. It means I was running to the toilet a lot. And no matter what I ate, it was always coming out real fast. So, I was having issues and I didn't know what it was. And I told my grandma, and she gave me Imodium, which is pills for that, to stop that. And I would take it, and I puked. But I didn't really put it together or anything. And then one day, it was the day I had my son, is when I was stopping on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I took an Imodium before I left. And so when I got there, I threw up. My mom just assumed I was sick, and I tried to tell her there was something wrong with me. I don't know what it is. I've been having that all the time, and then I threw up. She's like, well, I'm just going to take you home. So I got taken home, and I was at a breaking point. I didn't know what to do. So I called my grandma and told her what happened. And she goes, okay, don't take any more Imodium. I'm going to take you to the emergency room. So we got there, and we told them what's going on. They brought us to a room. Well, my grandma liked to read books, but I wanted to watch TV, so they gave me the remote, watch whatever I wanted. I went to Nickelodeon. It was most of the way through an episode of Brain Search, and then Victorious was on after it, and it was this episode. So I'm in the hospital dealing with this. What it was I had a blockage in my intestine that was stopping food from going through and getting digested, which is why it was coming out real fast. We'll call it that. So that's what the problem was. And when I took the Imodium, it was stopping that. It still had to come out, so puke. Yeah, I'm not trying to be gross. I'm just saying that was the situation. So that was why I threw up. I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick in the way of, flu or anything. It was just that. So yeah, but this episode was on, and it helped me nurture me when I was sitting there waiting for, all the information and everything. So that's why this episode means a lot to me. It's one of those. That's to say, this is a weird episode. Because I remember when I first saw this one, I'm like, why does she have a zombie face? And then as I kept watching, because I didn't watch it from the beginning the first time. But, So what it is Tori. So, Kat, first of all, is, she's in the makeup class, and she keeps failing at making scary creature makeup. So she finally gets Tori to agree to do it on her, and she makes her a scary zombie. Real cool looking zombie makeup too. Only problem is she used an industrial glue. Grizzly glue, which is their equivalent of Gorilla Glue, I think. And it won't come off. So now she has to do this play, in which the playwright, the person who wrote the play, is coming to the play with this makeup on and has to send Kat and Trina to Bakersfield to get the solvent to get it off. That is the plot. Yeah. So the episode starts with them practicing the play, and St. John hits the button that triggers the disco music. And that is a running theme through this episode. It happens 3 times. It happens here first. And like, what up with the disco? He goes, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Well, let's take a break. I've seen the guy playing the director before, but, he comes in and he says that, or maybe it's Lane that comes in, one of them, says, that Sophia Michelle, who wrote the play, Tori doesn't know that. I like Jade's response of, she's the lead in the play and she doesn't know who wrote it. Or she's the lead in the play, she doesn't even know who Sophia Michelle is. And yeah, oh, she wrote the play. Oh, yeah. So yeah. But she's gonna go meet Kat for lunch. Kat is back putting what is supposed to be hideous makeup on this guy. And this guy has a small part, but he's playing his role. You made me look cute. You know, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. And he walks off. I'm like, yeah. Small part, but he's really good. Yeah. So, yeah. So everyone that she does makeup on takes off on her because she can't do it right. And so she talks Tori into doing it. So she's at her house practicing with Andre. Suddenly, my voice is clear. She's like, now do this old jazz singer. Suddenly, my voice is clear. Clear. You know, she doesn't have an Adam's apple, so she can't do it deep voice like us guys. I'm just saying. Remind me of the Satchmo. That's what I'm thinking. Old jazz singer. So I'm thinking of Satchmo. You know, I see skies of blue, red roses too. Yeah, him. That hurts my throat to do that. But yeah. Okay, let's go get pizza. And as someone knocks on the door, and it is Kat. So Kat shows up, and I'm watching this, and I'm looking at Ariana Grande here, and to look at her here, and look what she looks like now, and that's just, what was this, 2010, right? So 15 years later, not even 15, a year later, she would look different. At one point, and this is not a bad thing, but at one point when I was watching the show and it was on, I was convinced that they changed the actress who played Kat by season 2 or 3 or whatever it was because she looked so different. But it was the same actress. It's just weird. She looks so different. Especially by when you get to, she had work done or whatever. Sure. I wish women wouldn't get work done on their face because 9 times out of 10 it makes them look worse. And, and not just women, men too. Mickey Rourke, hello. Mickey Rourke. I showed my son a picture of Mickey Rourke when he was young, like in the Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, that young. Now here's what he looks like now. Yeah, all that plastic surgery. Melanie Griffiths, another one. When you have to look at me and look like this, wow, I don't think anyone goes, oh, this is not how you should look. It hurts my face, and I can imagine how their face looks. Ow. Now, I'll say that Ariana Grande has not gotten the worst of that. I'm just saying she looks very different from what she did here. She doesn't look bad, she just looks different. And also very skinny. Eat a sandwich, woman! Just saying. But anyway, it was a joke. It's a joke. Let's just laugh with it. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the fat guy's telling the skinny guy to eat a sandwich. I think he ate one too many sandwiches. Yeah, I heard it all. Okay? Anyway. So, Kat shows up to do the makeup. She wants Andre to be her assistant. He takes off and then comes back with the pizza later. It's funny. She's like, hey, Andre, bye. He's gone. So she does the makeup on her. And they call Trina down to scare her. And Trina says, I saw our grandmother naked. Nothing scares me. Excuse me? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. No. Yeah, and then Trina's the one who discovers that it's the Gorilla Glue, or Grizzly Glue. And they're like, uh-oh. And they're arguing, and so Andre comes back with the pizza. He's like, I got pizza! And they're arguing, bye! He leaves again. Andre doesn't do anything in this episode, really. But, yeah. So, they need a solvent, and they find it's in Bakersfield. So they're going to go there. And so, Trina and Kat are going to drive to Bakersfield while they're getting ready for the show. So, Tori is at the show. She is practicing, and the director guy's like, what's up with your face? He's like, I know. My sister and Kat, they're going to be, they should be on their way back by now. So, I think this is where Sinjin triggers the disco thing again. I think. The second time. Anyway, she calls them, and they're not even there yet. So, yeah. So the show... It's getting ready to start, or it has started. And, noticeably... By the way, this lady, the playwright, is sitting right next to Rex the whole time. There's only one point that she goes and looks over. But she notices Tori and is like... She looks like there's something off here. Why she had that? Because they're like, oh my god, she's beautiful. And she got that hideous... And even look on Tori's face is like, yeah. Sorry about that. Had a moment. Anyway, so she goes back, she calls them, and they're on their way back now. They stopped at a Freezy Queen. This is their version of Dairy Queen. They had a Freezy Queen in Bakersfield and had to stop. That's what's taking them so long. So then we get the scene of this episode. And it's the one you know. The song. Suddenly, my voice is clear. I knew when only you and I was standing here. And in this version, Beck actually sings. And beautiful is all I see. Something. But like, in the actual recorded version on the CD, in the soundtrack I should say, he's not present. It's just him. It's just her. I like this version better because it just has that opening with her and then goes into dun 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 dun. Yeah, they have the song and dance, and then Trina and Kat show up. So they tell Andre to kind of play it out as she does this to go back and get the stuff off. I like Kat's. What, you crazy queen? But I do like though when they somehow notice that she notices that the makeup is on her there, and the director is very nervous, hyperventilative. He keeps taking these anxiety pills or whatever. Which, by the way, he's got to be overdosing by now. But he's like, and Lane's just like hands him the water bottle, like, here you go, like, because he's a breakdown. But they'll show up and they get it off. And we get some dance moves. We get Beck's little flip and slide from the intro that we see him do. That flip in the hair, flips, slides on his knees and everything. That thing. And then she comes out and she finishes the song, and she's now got the zombie makeup off, and she looks absolutely perfect. Bullshit. Now, I'm not a woman or a female of any kind, but I grew up with them. My mom, my sister, my grandma. I was raised by women, okay? Kat put that makeup on her, the prosthetic stuff on her, the day before. She's been under that prosthetics, sweating for an entire day or so. No way they're going to take it off and her makeup is going to be absolutely perfect. And there's no way they were able to do it that quickly either. They had the stuff out, but there's no way. Like I said, when your mother takes an hour to get ready for work, it takes some time to put makeup on. Okay, I know. She's in there putting the makeup on and spraying, doing the hairspray stuff. She likes to wear her hair short. My sister, too, takes forever in a goddamn bathroom. That's why we had 2 bathrooms, because it wasn't... But if my sister was upstairs in the shower, my mom was downstairs, we kind of had to go down to the basement. Because we had one down in the basement, too. If someone wasn't taking a shower downstairs, taking a bath upstairs. It's a bath upstairs, shower in the basement, little bathroom on the main floor. So, you gotta hold that, I guess you could take a bath once the water's done running and go take a shower, I guess. Even inherently. I miss taking baths, actually. I used to get my mini DVD player, watch the Nightmare on Elm Street movie while I'm in the bathtub. I remember watching 3 when I was in the bathtub, just laying there, relaxing. And it was pure irony that I'm watching Nightmare on Elm Street. That's just what I was into because I bought that box set. The box set is over there. I had that box set, and I was into watching those all the time back then. But anyway, back to this. So she's perfectly fine. Take off that prosthetics, and there's nothing left behind. It comes out her skin perfectly with that stuff. Her makeup stuff. It's solvent. It's a liquid. You'd think it would mess with something. But no, she's fine. And because the plot says so, the playwright is just fine with this. Because she sees it as a metaphor. Like, the beauty is actually inside you. And they're all like, oh, yeah. Even Lane. Like, mm-hmm. And that was great. And Robbie's like, well, what do you think of my performance? She goes, you know what? I got to catch a plane. I thought you were staying all week. Bye. And she leaves. And before anything else can happen, Session hits the disco button. He's up there dancing. And he's like, don't fight it. And everybody just, I love Beck's just like, and they all just start to disco dance as the episode ends. Because that's an ending, apparently. I want to point out, there were no parents in this episode at all. At all. Trina is actually more helpful than she is hurtful here. Which is weird for Trina, because she only cares about herself. Even when she came down, she's like, I want some juice or something like that. And she's like, we'll go get it. Fine, I'll get it myself. And then all of a sudden, she started to care about her. It's kind of a weird thing to put in her, but yeah, this is a memorable episode for me. It has meaning to me because of my time in the hospital. It cheered me up. Then I came home when I watched Sanford and Son. That show has meaning to me too because I already started watching it because I was in the middle of it's when I just had season 2. So I just watched the rest of season 2 to get my mind off of that stuff. And it helped. But this started that, so. And that is possibly the end of From the Vault for Big Month 2. We'll see when Danger and Thunder aired. So if it was after 2016, then yeah, because I'm putting the limit at 2016 because it makes sense. Because if it's the 90s to 2006, maybe even earlier than the 90s too, like the late 80s or something. If it's a show, if it's a show I grew up watching from the 80s, then I'll count that too. Because I watched a lot of reruns growing up, so we'll see. Basically, from anything I watched when I was a kid to 2006, it came out June of 2006. To here, it's just 2016. 2007 to 2016. That's 10 years. So, yeah. But, yeah, this was fun to go back and watch. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comments so much you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.